Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday Eve. I hope all you guys have been enjoying your whole week. It's Tink here, and I'm coming to you guys this morning to give you all a short video about sore spots and bone spurs. Um, a subscriber asked for me to do this, so here you go. First of all, as always, thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate all the love and support. As I always say, if I wasn't getting all of this love and support, I honestly don't think that I would still be doing these videos. So I really, really thank you guys and I appreciate you. Um, if you are a new subscriber to my channel, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We welcome all denture wearers. If you are thinking about getting it done, if you just got it done, if you're in the middle, the beginning, toward the end, it doesn't matter. You are welcome. And make sure that when you do subscribe, though, you have to hit that bell and select all. That way you don't miss any content. I mean, none. Okay? So, again, I'm coming to you guys this morning to give a short video to talk about sore spots and bone spurs. Okay? Um, with this whole denture process, when I started out, after I got my procedure done, I experienced both sore spots and bone spurs. And it's actually like the sore spots are they're going to happen. But the bone spurs, they don't always happen. It's not normal, but it's not abnormal. If that makes sense to you guys. Excuse me, it doesn't always happen, but it can happen. Uh, Hopefully that makes more sense, okay? So I'm going to start off by talking about sore spots, okay? Sore spots are basically different areas in your mouth, whether there's on your gums where your dentures are, on the roof of your mouth, even on your tongue. Like, it's just sore areas in your mouth, period. Those are sore spots, okay? Now, sore spots are a result of several things. Ill-fitting dentures can cause sore spots because your dentures are not fitting properly, so they're rubbing on areas of your gums because they don't fit properly. So ill-fitting dentures can cause sore spots. Bacteria buildup can cause sore spots. Okay, so you got ill-fitting dentures that can cause them. So if your dentures are ill-fitting, please make sure that you are contacting your dentist to make sure that this is being corrected. Get adjustments, relines, whatever. Um, just make sure you're contacting your doctor. Like if you do several things to try to help the sore spots and they don't go away, or you keep getting them, or they keep coming back, then just contact your dentist, because if your dentures are ill fitting, that means that you either need an adjustment or reline or both. As far as the buildup of bacteria, which also can cause sore spots, make sure that you are keeping your dentures and your mouth squeaky clean of germs, bacteria, anything that will cause you infection, yeast, all of that. Bacteria buildup in your dentures or in your mouth is not a good thing. You have to make sure that you are keeping both clean, sanitized, and everything. You have to, because the buildup of bacteria can also cause sore spots. Bone resorption, and it's basically, you know, your gums are going to keep um, shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. So dentures that rub on your gums, and I'm gonna I break it down a little bit, because when you first get your dentures done, of course your dentures are rubbing on your gums anyway. Your gums are swollen. You have this prosthetic in your mouth, so they're going to rub in different areas. However, over time though, as well too, your gums are going to shrink and everything. So that can also cause the rubbing and everything against your gums, which will cause sore spots as well. So dentures that rub on your gums, it indicates that a change has been made to your mouth, meaning your gums are shrinking. So now, again, your dentures are fitting improperly. You need to contact the dentist to have them A, adjusted, B, relined, or C, both. Period. Um, if you have chips, cracks, any kind of breakage to your dentures, normal wear and tear, all of this creates ill-fitting dentures that can cause sore spots. So if it's a chip, if it's a crack, if you broke it, please get it fixed. If you have been wearing your dentures for more than 5 to 7 years, please get them replaced. Because again, if you are wearing your dentures and your dentures are past the 5 to 7 year mark, you've been wearing them for 10, 15, 20 years, that same pair, they're fitting improperly. So you have to replace your dentures every 5 to 7 years at least. At least. As soon as they start being ill-fitted, if you cannot have them adjusted or relined to fit you properly, then worn down. Regular wear and tear on dentures is your teeth are no longer, you can barely eat on them. Everything is smooth. Everything. If you cannot eat properly and your dentures look worn down, your bite is off, they don't fit you properly. All of those reasons are reasons to go back to the dentist and have them replaced. So chips, cracks, breakage, and just normal wear and tear can cause sore spots as well. So make sure that your ill-fitting dentures actually fit. And then just make sure you replace them every 5 to 7 years. You cannot walk around these streets, whatever streets, wherever you live. You can't walk on your streets where you live with some ill-fitting, worn-down dentures. You have to get them replaced. Replace them. Regular, simple adjustments. When you initially get your dentures, you will experience the mild soreness of it because that's a normal process. You have a new prosthetic in your mouth, and now your body has to adapt to what's being placed in your mouth. Your mouth has to adapt. Your muscles in your jaw has to adapt. It has to adapt to this prosthetic being placed in your mouth. Period. So you're going to have the mild soreness and sore spots when you first initially start wearing dentures. Okay, this is all normal. All of this is normal, but you have to allow your mouth to adapt to this new prosthetic being in your mouth. Because if you don't, then you're going to always have sore spots and you're going to never be comfortable wearing them. Okay, but it can also be caused by the adjustment. So say if I was experiencing sore spots back here and I went to the dentist and got an adjustment. So I come back from the dentist and now this spot, those sore spots are no longer there. However, doing that adjustment now created these sore spots here. Adjustments can actually cause sore spots too, because you fix one area and that one area that was being fixed or adjusted has now created two more areas. You get what I'm saying? If you get it adjusted back here and then now all of a sudden it's hurting here, it came from the adjustment. So you may want to try to readapt to that adjustment, or B, call the dentist and have them to adjust that spot now or that spot, period. Okay? And that's basically what sore spots is. Sore spots are just different areas in the mouth, whether your gums are rubbing up against, whether your dentures, whether your dentures are rubbing up against your gums, yeast, because you can get a yeast infection in your mouth from not keeping your dentures clean. Build up a bacteria. You get what I'm saying? You don't want none of that. Germs, mold, mildew. You don't want none of that in your mouth. Can you imagine if you have bacteria in your dentures? Why would you want to put that in your mouth? Because that's going to create infection in your mouth, which can actually cause you more damage. Because all that's going to do is spread throughout your body. So you have to make sure that you're keeping them clean, because you don't want no germs, bacteria. You don't want mold, mildew. You don't want yeast in your mouth. So make sure you are keeping not only your dentures clean, but your mouth as well. Period. Okay? Now you can help the pain by making sure you are keeping up with the dentist for adjustments and relines. Make sure you are keeping your dentures and your mouth clean of germs and bacteria and everything else that's going to cause you pain, infection, yeast, all of that. Keep your dentures clean and sanitized. You can also take a washcloth with lukewarm water, wrap it around your 2 fingers, and kind of massage your gums. That kind of helps too. I did that a little bit. It hurt me more than it, helped, but I did do it because the dentist, told me to try that. But for pain relief, you can rinse your mouth out with warm salt and water, because of course everybody knows that salt pulls out soreness. You can use a medicated mouthwash that the dentist gave you when you initially got your procedure done, because that's medicated. That'll kill germs. And excuse me, you can also use oral rinses. Like in the beginning, I was using this Oral-B rinse and it was for sore mouth, sore gums and sore spots and everything. And then I found Colgate Peroxide. So either one of those, Oral-B or Colgate Peroxide, because Colgate Peroxide acts the same way as Oral-B do. Colgate Peroxide is like a medicated mouthwash. It has peroxide in it a little bit. No, don't swallow it. But you're going to rinse your mouth. And the Oral-B, I think, is set up the same way, too. You rinse your mouth out for about a minute, and you can literally feel the mouthwash bubbling and killing the germs in your mouth as you're swishing. That's why you have to swish for so long. So you swish for about a minute and a half. In your mouth, this mouthwash is foaming up, just like peroxide would. So it's going from a liquid to a foam because it's cleaning all of the germs and the bacteria and the dirt and everything out of your mouth. That's what you need to do. You do that. And I do that most of the times, one time in a day and then once at night. But this acts as a killing method. It's killing germs because it is, a medicated mouthwash. So you can always use those things too. You have to make sure that you are keeping everything clean. Like the most important thing that I can tell you is make sure you are keeping your dentures in your mouth clean. You do not want germs and bacteria in your mouth. Make sure you're keeping your dentures clean because you don't want mold and mildew to just grow on your dentures either. You put them in your mouth. Why would you even want to put dentures in your mouth with mold and mildew on it? Number one, because you're just putting your whole entire health at a worse risk. So don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. So keep up with your adjustments. Keep your mouth clean. Rinse with medicated mouthwashes or warm salt water. These are all the things that you can do to keep to help with the sore spots. Ill-fitting dentures, just make sure that you are going to the dentist to have them fitted correctly, whether it's through a reline adjustment, what have you. Make sure you don't have build-up bacteria, period. You have to make sure of these things. If your dentures are rubbing up against your gums, now if you're in the beginning stages, it's going to happen. But if you're not in the beginning stages, then yes, contact your doctor because they are clearly ill-fitting. Okay, you guys? So that's sore spots. And I hope I'm hitting on everything, for you guys. If not, y'all know what to do. Comment below and tell me what I missed. But I think I'm hitting everything on the head. I hope. Now on to bone spurs. Bone spurs. Bone spurs. Okay, I have experienced them. I had about maybe 3 to 5 total. In like the first maybe couple of months of my procedure. They are a major pain in the ass, period. Bone spurs, they hurt me so bad, and it was crazy because they were so, the areas that they were coming out of were so sore. But when these things fell out, they were so freaking small that you probably needed a microscope. Is that the right thing? I think that's the right thing. Microscope to see them. They were microscopic. Yes, that is the right word. Okay? They were that little. So bone spurs are small pieces of bone or bony parts that become dislodged. Okay? It's basically bone that is trapped in your gums. And this can happen if you've had tooth extractions, if you've undergone oral surgery on the jawbone or periodontal part of your gums. They're just basically little shards of bone that, once you've gotten extractions, they've dislodged, so they have to eventually come out. You'll feel them, sticking out your gums, and I will admit, I think my first like 2 fell out on their own, and I had to go to the dentist. So yeah, I had 5 of them because the first 2 fell out on their own. The third and the fourth one, I literally had to go to the dentist and he had to pull it out. He sprayed my gums with some kind of numbing stuff and just boop, popped it right on out. The 5th one I actually took out myself. He just said just to use something to numb your gums and get some tweezers and pull it out. And I'm actually back up. My 3rd one he pulled out. My 4th one he pulled out too, but he had a little bit of a struggle pulling that one out. And I think it was because it was just starting to come in. But either way, he sprayed my gums, numbed that area, took some tweezers and popped it out. The 5th one I did myself. I numbed my gums, took my tweezers and boop, popped it right on out. But they are still very irritating, period. Okay, they bone spurs, they cause pain, they can cause infection, they cause swelling in the areas or the sites where they are coming out at. They appear around bony parts inside of your mouth. Okay, period. Like And there's not really much you can do about bone spurs other than let them come out. I mean, I would say you can still do the salt, the warm water and salt routine because it pulls out the soreness. I think, in my opinion, when I did it, the warm salt and water actually helped them to come out more. It kind of forced them to come out and up on the surface more, which I think allowed it to fall out easily. Because I did not deal with my bone spurs for like a long period of time. It's like I would wake up today and have one, and like 2 or 3 days later, because if I felt one today, I'm gonna start doing a salt warm water, mix today, and I would do it off and on every so often throughout the day for the next 2 or 3 days until it falls out. But I think the salt, the warm water, and the salt, it acts as a pulling agent, so it pulled it to the surface a little bit for me. So each bone spur I had didn't last no more than like 2 or 3 days, other than the two that I had to go to the dentist for. But they didn't last that long. Um, so it's like, they're very, very irritating. But if you have some kind of way to rinse your mouth, even hell, you can try the medicated mouthwash too. That may help them to come to the surface. But I do know for sure that the salt and the warm water mixture, it brought them right to the surface within a day or two. And either they were falling out, or I went to the dentist to get it out. Because those two, of course, like I said, I did the salt water, but they wasn't having it. So I had to go to the dentist to have them removed. And that fifth one, yes, I just numbed myself and pulled it out after doing the salt and warm water rinse. So I would say, you guys, to bone spurs, they can kiss my ass because they are irritating. They hurt like hell. And you may or may not experience them. Everybody doesn't experience them. Some people do. I was one that did. Therefore, I made sure to, research and look them up, because I was like, first I was like, okay, what the hell? If you pulled out all my teeth, what the hell is this sticking out my gums? I was actually really scared at first. And then when I realized what it was, I was like, oh, okay. It's a piece of bone that basically got away when my extractions were done. Period. And it had to come out. It was going to come up and out regardless, okay? So that is all that I have today for sore spots and bone spurs. I hope that I answered all of your questions. To the subscriber, you know who you are, girl. I hope I answered all your questions. If I did not, please comment below to let me know if I left anything out. And as always, guys, if you have any suggestions, comment below, leave it in the or email it to me. And y'all know I'm here, okay? So I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed Thursday. I'm gonna say happy Friday to y'all now for tomorrow, and I hope you all have a blessed weekend. Okay, as always, I'm Tink, and y'all know what the deal is. I'm out. Peace.